listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Rain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
It's Niall.
Howdy.
And it's me, Brian, who was about to stuff a cake in his mouth just before he was going to read this, and then realised, what am I doing?
I'm keeping Lent. How could I?
Anyway, on this episode, we are covering anime that aired with the week of March the 9th to March the 15th, 2024, starting with Detective Conan, episode 1116, Chihaya and Jugo's Matchmaking Party Part 2.
So there was no possible way for me to solve this, because not only was it like fucking anagrams with Japanese characters that I can't fucking read, but you didn't even introduce those anagrams into partway into episode 2. So I had no fucking hope of solving this in episode 1. Go fuck yourself.
Did the puddle come into it at all? The puddle of water?
Yes, but in like the weirdest way possible. It's again relevant information that you would have no way of guessing, because that's a weird.
They all reached down to grab the same penny and all got wet.
Now, what's the most common crime in Baker City?
Was usually murder.
It's murder. What's the second most common crime in Baker City?
Embezzlement.
Close. Marriage fraud. So that's the thing. It's like I couldn't possibly have guessed that either. So yeah.
It does seem to come up a lot. I don't know if it comes along with Detective Conan. It definitely comes up across all the anime that we watch.
Maybe that's why it's in my head that it's like the second most common.
It must be like one of those hot button things where like there was like a spate of these at some point, and there was
it was such a scandal. Yeah.
This is obviously a hot bit of this fucking corruption in our country. We got to root it out and highlight this.
Also, the culprit was the guy who was actually the most suspiciously.
Yeah.
What?
I was half hoping it was the gamer guy whose parents had forced him to do this, because I was just like, because he's this little chubby faced guy. Oh, he just wants to go back to his gacha games and shit. It's like he's all right. And I was like, he'd be the perfect murderer. And it's like, no, it wasn't him. It was the very suspicious man. But he wasn't mistaken. He wasn't like, oh, what have I done wrong? He's like, no, I intended to fucking kill her, and I had good reason to do it. But yeah, we'll get to that. So,
yeah, this is one of the ones where I watched this in the morning, and then I went to watch Sam Campbell do stand up in the evening, and it has washed the fine details of the story completely out of my head.
Yeah, so they're going through the thing of who could have possibly done it, and they decide to ask the other guys who went into the adjoining room to the other to her, which she just shot them all down really harshly to the point where they all kind of like went, oh, with their heads hung low, and they didn't see who came out of the other room. Because if they said, oh, we saw guy number 1 come out at this time, I was like, he should have been fucking gone by that stage, that kind of thing. But they were all too brokenhearted by her, who is still coming on strong really hard to that other cop, and he does not fucking pick it up on it at all. It's really funny.
Oh, I remember all the flirting. I remember the
flirting's the most important part, so that's fine. You're good.
Don't go after my boyfriend, or I'll cut you.
So yeah, and I initially thought that it shows those other 3 bachelors, and it's only the back of their heads. It's like, you guys aren't even important enough to get character designs. But then it does a reverse shot, and I was like, oh, you all get fucking faces. Oh, good fucking job. I didn't expect that. Great on you. But there is. I'm trying to think what leads up to it. Like, what causes our tough detective guy, who's actually good at being a detective.
He almost falls on some broken glass, doesn't he?
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys going around. It's like, hey, there's some broken glass around. Do you know where the broken glass is? It's like, oh, we'll have to go get the mop and bucket. Don't turn on the. It's like, yeah, I know. Don't turn on the. And Conan's like, this is telling me everything I need to know. So there's a broken glass, and he slips on, like, I guess the spilled drink from the broken glass, and nearly lands head first or head backwards down onto the glass. He's like, oh no, I can't dodge out of the way, which was like the.
He doesn't know the power's gone out because he's hiding under the table.
That's exactly it. Because how would they not know where a broken glass went? Everyone would smash the glass and everyone go, hey, like they do in an Irish pub. So everyone would know the direction that the broken glass was in. But the power was out when the glass broke. And also something with the switch. If you don't use a flashlight in the thing, you'll turn off the power. So obviously that's what happened earlier. Someone turned on the power in the break room, and that caused the the lights to turn out, which is what the guy number 2, the nerdy guy said. It's like, oh, I liked it when we're having a chat, and then the lights went all fucking romantic, and it's like, oh, fucking what? And it's like, yeah, that was a really cool move, and they were like, what are you talking about? Because the lights went down, but there was still like the little candlelit stuff, so it went very mood lighting for a second. But he thought that was part of the thing, and they were like, interesting. But anyway, our detective nearly gets brained on a broken glass, but our younger, as it points out in this episode, keeps putting his body on the fucking line to protect people and injure himself horrifically. He puts his foot on the broken glass. So your man like lands on top of his foot on top of the broken glass, and he's like, yeah. And it's like, you okay? It's like, yeah, I'm grand. It's like, stings a little though. And his would-be girlfriend, yeah, his would-be girlfriend is kind of like, are you okay? It's like, no, I'm fucking grand. I'm great. And our police cop, motorcycle cop, she's like, you're like a guy I used to know. He always used to put his life on the line as well. And she's kind of like pinned him against the wall in a very sexual way. And
she's pinned him against the wall in a threatening way, but from Sato's perspective, it looks
it's
like
like, stop putting your body on the line, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I knew a guy like you. He was cool as shit, but he did fucking die because he kept putting his body on the line. He exploded in a bomb. But yeah, his would-be girlfriend is kind of like, whoa, fucking, are you coming on to my
getting cabby down, is it?
On the force, force partner, my cop friends. And she's like, no. He's a good idiot. Hang on to him. You gotta hang on. An idiot like that, you really need to keep your eye on, because he'll do you fine. She's like, oh, I see. She's
by the way,
on every relationship in this. Very funny.
I'm too drunk. I can't drive myself home. You're gonna have to drive me home, Jugo. You can wear the spare motorcycle helmet. What about your friend?
Yeah, she came with her friend, and both of them got fucking blotto on the free food and drink. So it's the idea that it's like, why the fuck did you get here drunk? Because she was gonna go home with you, you fucking idiot. Jeez.
But before I go, I need to make it absolutely clear to this child that I'm onto him and I know what he's up to.
Yeah.
Okay, drug lady, you get on home safe.
Yeah, because
the reveal is done by Kogoro, of course.
Sleepy Kogoro. It's Sleepy Kogoro. It's like, wait, it looks like he actually like fell unconscious on the floor, and Conan's like propping him up from the back, like puppeting him as he wanted to do.
Because Conan starts doing the reveal with the microphone before he's drugged Kogoro this time.
Kogoro's like, it's not me. I'm not saying that.
Sloppy work, Conan. You're losing your touch.
He wasn't in a good poison dart position at the time, I think, was the idea.
Do not have a clean shot. I repeat, do not have a clean shot. Abort. Over.
But so it's basically that the your man said I couldn't have done it because I was in the bathroom the whole fucking time, and it's like, what were you doing in the bathroom? It's like, oh yeah, but he's the only person. I forget how they get him to accidentally reveal. It's like, what happened while you're in the bathroom? Nothing happened. It's like, everyone else, the lights went off because the lights went off in the whole fucking hotel and the foyer and that kind of shit. So
and then after the credits, they're riding back. They have like a chat about where we get some more flashbacks of the police academy characters even before they went to police academy, where they're in school.
And they still had justice in their hearts, because the friend that she went with actually tried to kill herself because her boyfriend like broke up with her really harshly. So he did the cool guy thing of grabbing the knife by the blade and going like and she's like, why would you grab it by the blade? You could have like grabbed her by the wrist or something like that. And he's like, the blood makes it more fucking cool. Actually, it makes it more real, I think is the way he put it. Like, it makes it obvious.
And then she's like, by the way, Jugo, are you bleeding? And he's like,
oh yeah, when I said I was on a job before this whole matchmaking thing, it's like, yeah, I got like fucked up in criminals, but I got stitches in, but I guess they came a bit loose with all the fucking jostling and shit like that. And she's like, so I have another idiot for me. Dun, 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 dun. And this is like, yeah, she fancies you, dude. Like, pay attention. Is she like the most on the ball character besides Conan? She's aware of every relationship around her better than everyone else.
In terms of not having secrets that mean she was aware of stuff beforehand, Masumi is. In terms of like showing up brand new and then going, hang on, there's something up with this kid. And then
it is like walking in, everyone else just normalize the situation
Yeah,
over his
everyone
house
else is used
episodes.
to it.
Upon saying, I didn't want to pick up this lost child. This lost child has solved more murders than you've had hot dinners, woman.
Like
What?
before leaving
What?
with
That
your
seems
man,
very strange. There's no one
Before-
reported this.
before having her would-be boyfriend drive her home on purpose, she set this entire situation up for herself. She kind of like leans in behind Sleepy Kagero and goes like, "See you later, kid." And Conan's like, "Oh fuck, you're not supposed to see me. I'm hiding behind a sleeping man." Yeah, just she's on the ball.
well,
It's
that's what you
fucking
see.
great.
It's like good work, is what she tells him.
She does, yeah. She knows exactly what the fuck is going on, basically.
Yeah. Well, you remember the first time she encountered him was when he was chasing a car on a skateboard.
It's just like, hang on a second, this isn't a normal child.
Oh, whoa,
He's
hey,
pretending to be, but he has a rocket-powered skateboard through which he chases criminals.
Yeah.
Everyone's just going along with this. Okay, well, I'm going to go along with it too. Wink.
Wink, wink.
Well,
Yeah.
yes. To be fair, Jugo doesn't. We know from his last appearance is that he calls them the family of Grim Reapers, because
He's not
wherever they
wrong.
go, people have
Shinigami no
died.
Kazoku.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. The mystery's not great, but all the
It
fun
seemed-
stuff with the characters.
It's an afterthought. No, we
Yeah.
gotta have some mystery because that's people tune in for. You know, it can't just be like these people, these lies, these people. The question of these people's life has to be centered around some matter of crime happening. So one has to happen.
I'll give you the three things that I couldn't possibly guess. One, the mystery was that the spelling mistake on her reviews of each of the guys was the first one was so that you can read it a different way, saying he's the culprit, and the other one's like I put in the same spelling mistake to make it look like I don't know how to fucking spell things properly. If you fold the paper or something like that.
What the hell?
Yeah. The guy did it because your one was a serial marriage fraudster, and she frauded his brother out of all his money, and he killed himself. So he was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." And her victims, the way she picked her victims was if they slipped and fell in the rain, which is a weird fucking one. It's just
And
like
let the gods decide.
yeah, it was like, oh, this guy's pathetic. He fell down in the rain. What a prick. I'm gonna rob him for everything he's worth. It's like that's her MO. It's I don't know. I don't understand the logic of it, but it did have to do with the crime. So
Yes, and now she's dead. We never have to ask her about her
no,
logic. So.
why did you do this? Dead. No reason.
Where did you hide all your millions?
Then we got MASHLE, Magic and Muscles, the Divine Visionary Candidate Exam Arc, episode 21, Wahlberg, Baigan, and the Magic of Darkness. Again, episode of 2 halves, 2 fights, both of them really good, and a lot of fun.
Yeah. This is like, you know, the immense scale of what's happening above. We have a wizard who can control time, wizard who can control space. And then the poor like, no, hold on, master. I'm a necromancer. I'm gonna revive his old master. Let me take care of it. He's only an old man now. I've revived his old master in the prime of his youth. It'll be, oh god, he's really good at this. He's really, really good at this. Oh, his experience does count for a lot.
It's the bit where he's like, oh, he's about to run out, but he run out of power. I've not even started using my power. This has just been the power of my wand so far.
I'm just waving this around and it's like making noises. Voing, voing.
It's a good wizard fight. I do appreciate the flashback to the master where it's just like, my old master. And you see Wahlberg kind of young and you see the master who was a fucking goober. And I was like, brilliant. Okay. It continues the MASHLE thing of him just being silly characters. Yeah.
Yeah, so we get a glimpse of the third student who they haven't really mentioned.
Yeah. He trained the top 3 wizards, 2 of which are these 2 guys, and the third one is also there.
And there's some woman in the background. We'll see her very soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, so the necromancer does not fare well.
His name is like literally Necromancer or something,
Yep.
isn't it? yeah, it's not very clever.
Like
but,
Sitter Baby, you know, you get born with that name, you can give it to you, and it says nominal determinism. Who else could I be? A baker? Oh, that's
for
most
babies
naturally
maybe,
be a
but
baker.
other than that, like no.
And meanwhile, we've got Mash still fighting. On his brother, this is a a clone made out of
Yeah,
parts of Innocent Zero.
he's basically explaining the plot to Mash, and Mash is like, "That's kind of fucked, man. I don't know about that."
I need like to absorb the essence or it kind of consume the hearts of 5 of my offspring to gain absolute power, immortality, the whole shebang. And you are one such clone of fun saying, "Wow, really? That's that's a lot."
That's so much. I need to take a nap in the middle of this fight. Which your man's like doesn't even interfere with him because like he fell asleep instantly. Also, where did he get that blanket? Also, it's just like it's good.
Yeah. It wasn't Kill, it was Cell. I'm Cell, not the other Cell. I'm just like, oh, I'm totally hardcore. Look at me. I'm just all my stuff. I'm giving you my kind of tragic backstory, or a little bit where I was raised from birth to be like a top wizard, and be the essence that my father's going to consume to achieve his goals. And you don't care about any of this.
Yeah, because he explains that Innocent Zero's got. Does he say the 6 children? I think he does here, and Ash is one of them, and needs his body parts to achieve the what's the spell called?
Perfect form or something like that. Yeah.
Forbidden magic of body construction, apparently.
Body construction. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, they get back to fighting. He uses a spell called Diamond Cutter, which produces these diamond-tipped discs that he sends flying. Mash has to run away from one of them, but of course, this is Mash. He just doubles back.
He does the flash run around the world thing and punch you, except he just runs around the school and like grabs him from the back. Yes. And he's like, well, the blades are still going to come. And then we see Mash fall and die for the last time. He's totally dead. Wait a minute. He's gotten up. He's stuffing cream puffs down my throat. Why is this happening? Oh, this is some fetish shit. I don't know how I should feel about this. Oh, God, oh, God.
It's just the last thoughts through his mind as he's getting choked out brutally from behind. It's just like...
he just needed like what is it, 0.5 of a second to cut off his carotid artery, and this is all a hallucination that he's having of him having already won and then Mash getting up anyway.
Yeah, the spell looks like vanishes like within inches of it about to hit him as she passes out. Just choked the fuck out. It says, I have someone like a massive golem with spikes, and I can like control a carbon with just diamond tip saws, and he just gives him one of these.
Yep.
The basics of CQC.
Beating up wizards is a functional way to stop them. Yes.
Yes, we should say while he's stuffing these down his mouth, he's also singing "Shoe Cream Party." Shoe Cream Party.
I don't mind the ending where they all have cool cars, but that is that's a more fun song, yes. Obviously.
We haven't mentioned that the opening changed the other week, where now everybody's in the opening.
Oh, we did. We did mention the opening because it's a fucking banger track.
Oh, of course, but there's so much happening in it. Yeah, it's like
they changed the animation. Is what
they've added more people into it. Like the babies are in it now, for example. Yeah, like this week they're in it. Yeah.
Yeah, they put out an official AMV as well.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. The dream. The dream is to do this at karaoke at the meetup group, but it's never going to happen. It's too fast.
Dear.
Yeah, I was looking for things to put in Mastrovaganza, and I was like, there's surely going to be loads of people fiddling around with this opening theme, and sure enough, there are. There is
gotta be, yeah.
The people playing it on calculators. And,
all
that jazz, yeah. Another fun episode, as always. I think one of the big reasons why Mash got his extra power back to deal with Cell is Cell started damaging the structure of the school, and that was beyond the pale for Mash.
Yeah, he was threatening you got to stop these spikes because they're going to hit all the students, and it's just like, I do love this school and shit, though. It's pretty cool.
Yes,
yeah.
Because after one of the roofs gets sliced off by one of the blades, and that's.
Well, he Mash says something like, "No, my place of learning" or something like that.
It,
yeah.
Yes, very deadpan.
My alma mater.
Yeah.
That's Mash. Then we got High Card, episode 22, Winner or Loser.
Both?
Yeah.
With time travel, anything is possible.
It's the other episode where we see the bad ending and then the good ending this week. You can do both in the same episode.
The good ending is still kind of a bummer, and it's sort of like
it's still a bummer. Yeah,
a little more to happen. Yeah, we know the royal family is in on this. Like, it was obvious apart from the start. It seems just be one, just one of the princes, not both of them, in cahoots or anything. So, like,
the youngest
middle
son
brother better watch out because he put his elder brother in a car bomb, and the king's on the way out, so we don't need to worry about that. But if you think he's getting that throne,
I did appreciate him bringing up what's his name, Ban? No,
Ban.
Ban. He's ringing a band going like, I'm explaining the plot to you. The plot was that I'd be fucking king. What's going on with the plot? And he's like, yeah, I'm kind of just using you to do my own thing. All right, bye.
I'm in the middle of something right now. torturing my best friend.
Yeah.
But they've located Theodore. They've got a plan in motion on the outside. It's going to happen here at this house. This house where the incident happened all those years ago. He'd naturally become back here.
I'm glad they told King to wait up on the hill, because it's just like, no, you're nice. You don't need any of this fucking drama in your life. You were tertiarily related to this, even though you consider yourself a part of the main gang from back in the day. So this would be very upsetting to you if you were in this situation. So I'm glad you stayed out of it. That's good.
Yeah. And yeah, our heroes almost immediately get taken out.
Get the drop on him, yeah, and someone gets the absolute shit knocked out of them. We get this kind of first version of events here, and like in the middle of this fucking like tilt rocks up, and he's like, "He's got some beautiful ones. You know, things I did. I was under control of San Galgano. They've made me go after my own family. I couldn't believe he did that to me." He starts knocking the shit out of Leo. These poor lads getting booted around that garden.
Yeah, so essentially the crux of the thing is that Theodore prevented Ban from using an X-hand to save his father's life in the past.
His father was a prominent politician. He was going to he was going to turn back time, because I guess his power is turning. So it's an advanced version of that. If I turn back time to before he got killed, then we could save him. And even though Theodore was like, I'll get the keys. Come on, we'll get down there. He's like, no X-hand. And it's like, why did you stop me from saving my father? I can't turn back time several years. It was like a couple of minutes. I would have had to do it back in the day. You ruined my life, basically. That kind of jazz.
Yeah. And so he blinds Ban.
Ban
blinds Theodore. And then Theodore uses his own X-hand to get his sight back.
Which makes him, according to Ban and even to the audience, kind of like, that's a bit fucking hypocritical, isn't it? I got super sight. I don't even need eyes to see.
Yeah, but I'm trying to save my son, though, who's still alive. This is okay.
And then we get some of the best fight animation the show's had so far, with the Theodore being up.
Theodore's going for him, yeah. It's like, he's like, he still got the moves. He was government agent back in the day, field operative.
And he keeps on trying to tell Ban why he did what he did, that it was Ban he was trying to protect, and then he gets killed by Tilt, or probably said Delgado at that point.
He's been a bit maniacal, yeah.
Yeah, and it's he gets across. It's like, listen, you were trying to save your dad. I was trying to save you. So and Ben's like, oh shit, that makes total sense actually. Now that
I do make my own mistakes. No.
Yes, but I do like how he never loses the characterization he's had up to now, even when he then reverses the time to save Theodore.
Yeah, like because he is like a bit in. You can see he was in the right now because it is kind of couched as well. He's doing this for a personal thing like that, but it's just saying, there's a real imbalance here because the royal family knows what's best, but he knows the fact the royal family are as corrupt and backstabby as any of anybody. So why should they get to decide what the cards can and can't do now? They shouldn't have them to begin with.
And as we learned at the start of the episode, they're not getting them back because this is a clever ploy, presumably, from Bernard and VJ to not actually just go and say, we bring the cards in the proximity of the royals, but not give them to them.
But yeah, it's just it's like, we're just here, like, to keep guard and that. It's sort of a very tense situation right now. We're in the middle of resolving it, so if you just wait right here,
we're going to need to hang on
stall,
to these
stall.
cards. We can't give them to you yet. And the thing's like, all right, you can't leave the fucking castle then, motherfucker.
That's
They're
all right.
like,
We
"That's
want
fine,
to be
that's
here.
fine." Yeah, that's perfectly acceptable. It's a kind of compromise because they still think they're being the king and the older brother think they're being extorted by the cops, and it's just pushing Sugar Piece into like she's gonna play that what she's got like a really shitty hand. I think it's just like a straight basically, or yeah. Full House or whatever the fuck it's what when you've all the same fucking suit but like none of the fucking numbers in order or anything.
Well,
I forgot all the
well, it
cards.
depends what game you're playing. It's going to be a straight,
Yeah.
or if you're all the same suit, you're going to straight flush.
Magic card poker is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fairly fucked.
Yeah. Well, if if I write things here, and I'm going to put my life on the line, I'm going to use these X hands as bad and turn things back, and it's just before there where. Well, what happened? We're all here. We're all waking up. Theodore, Dad, you're still alive. And Ben is just over there in the rose belt, in the rose bushes. He's got, it's just, he's dead. He's got this kind of smile on his face, kind of serene. He's content. Then Tilt rocks up as well.
Because Tilt was still going to arrive. The same.
Doesn't start killing everybody about that. Oh, he's gone. That's a real shame. Of respect to my brother, who lays unconscious there, over there as well. It's like, I will leave it off this time. It's just like we got much more explicit confirmation that Tilt and fucking Finn are brothers. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But then he says it's just sad and eats it Finn.
Oops.
Listen, the card that possesses me wants a different thing than what I want, and there's not really much I can do about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was I think this is like one of those ones where it started off and it seemed kind of wibbly, and then it had to come to a sort of a climax without resolving too many things in the previous run of it, and then it's it actually is like circling back to a bunch of those things and bringing it forward again.
Yes, because the stuff with Chris at the end of the last series is a mirror of the
Ban and
Theodore relationship here.
Yeah.
What's driving me nuts though is those X hands. So you get it in Perfect. Chris is trying to get like 4 of a kind. You're gonna get a 4 or 5s X hand does some kind of thing, and then we see like other folks I try to do an X hand, and they just haven't get a fucking a proper hand of anything that I can see. So this one we get here, the bounce circle. He's got all diamonds. Okay, cool. That's good. So you got a 4, a 5, a 6. I think a 7 in there. It just goes straight, and then it goes to a 10. It's just like, well, that's not fucking good to you, is it? You haven't got a full hand. The more these things keep blowing up in your face and getting you keep fucking killing you or tearing your eyes out, you just gotta fucking get that proper hand in place.
Is it the idea that the rules are if you can have a junk hand, but you can gamble it all on that hand, and if you have nothing, you're fucking dead basically. But if you have a good hand, you might survive. Is that the logic of it? Like 4 of a kind, pretty fucking good actually. He did survive
Even
that.
4 of a kind will kill you if you let it happen.
It's killing him slowly, but it isn't killing him instantly like it has a lot of other people, which is important.
This movie has some consistency to that,
Yeah.
I guess they can produce different effects, but these have to be recognizable. If you're gonna have this many kind of card game illusions, at least one. Well, a full house will get you this, and then a full house with all hearts or all diamonds will do different stuff because they're all different effects based on what suit they are as well.
Well, there you go. I feel like it's trying to tempt you into buying the novels and the drama CDs.
Just so you know how the game works.
Here are the rules.
Yeah.
But I suppose let's keep consistent for things. One used all hearts before, and arrows to do an effect, a profound effect on the body, and this is using an ability, again, and all diamonds. So it's diamonds are they're paramecia types, but this is using an enhanced version of that to kind of to turn back time and stuff. Yeah, break all the laws of it. Keep that straight, I suppose.
Then we got Buchigiri, episode 8, sad news, seriously falling in love with Gomoku Soba. Good news, the brothers coming out of juvie.
Any
Let's
day
have a big
now.
celebration at your restaurant. Arajin.
Everybody's
Big
invited.
party. Even the boss has RSVP'd using his one way of communicating besides grunting and punching people.
Just calligraphy, even calligraphy. The welcome back, welcome home, Big Brother sign. They're gonna hang it up right here. All the lads are in making paper flowers and streamers. It's for a boy, yeah. And Madakar's gonna go down with a bouquet. He's gonna meet him straight at the gate. He's gonna come walking right out any minute. Here in the rain, here in the umbrella. 2:00. It's almost 4 now. He's not come out yet. I'm sure it's just some paperwork. Yeah, here he comes now. Oh no, you took out my brother. You met a carousel? Yeah. Got shanked in the yard.
He tried to break up a fight. He got stabbed. It's not looking fucking good for him. Right as he was just about to retire. I mean, get out of juvie. Just right on the cusp. I mean, that's very low odds of that. It's almost like some sort of Machiavellian plan or something like that. But it's probably nothing like that. It's not some mastermind who is manipulating everyone into being, or manipulating one specific person into being possessed by a genie. It's probably not that. No.
Yeah, and Madakar is needing this because he's thinking about his brother. He's thinking about the times when he saw ghosts in the old shrine, and I wish his brother was there because he's freaked out by that shit. He started seeing it around lately. And then it's no fun. He's distraught at this. He just like tries to find anybody. He can't find anybody at all. Fucking Origin here is this one saying, "Dude, did you hear what? Fucking Madakar, his brother got fucking shanked and fucking up in juvie. It's not looking good, man. Fucking probably try and find talk to the fun saying." I'm sure it'll be fine. He doesn't need me talking about fun. Like, no, and it's just like, no, that's pretty callous of you, man. Like, you could at least say like, man, that sucks. You doesn't even give him that, you know.
I feel like he's being like nearly the worst shit he's ever been in this fucking episode, because like this guy like really needs you right now, and it's like, I know you don't consider him your friend and shit like that anymore, but like his ostensibly people who care more about him generally are kind of like, dude, you know who the fuck he is. Where would he be? Where would he go if he was upset? And it's like,
it's because he feels fucking shit himself for what he done. Yeah. Like, still all there's is one saying, well, there's no sense hearing from me. I'm just a fucking, I fucked him over right before, like, no, like hearing it for me, like,
but this is the situation which he could make up for it. And it's just like, it would fucking count. Like, he's in a really vulnerable position and you're still being kind of a dick.
Yeah, and then he does find him, and then like, well, I'm gonna choose now to be perfectly honest with him. Yeah, I left you to get beaten the fuck out of all those years ago. They didn't like get me, or I didn't like come there and break it up after you fell unconscious. I just legged it out of there. I'm not who you think I am. I'm sorry, but aside from that, wherever you were, what you did right now, he was like somebody like you could use your help right now, and you're still sort of fobbing him off. Like, he's shocked by this. He's destroyed. His world is falling around him, around his fucking ears. But still, he could try and beat her for the man.
And he's had poison in his ear with what's the dude's
Shindo.
name? Shindo, who was getting beat up by his own gang, and he's like, "Hey guys, cut that the fuck out." And he's like, "Thanks for saving me. Hey, you know your friend, he didn't get his power in his own thing. I probably shouldn't say nothing about that. Anyway, like, thanks for helping me out," kind of thing. And it's like, wait, what do you mean he didn't get his power in his own thing? Fucking nah. Like, he's already went. Yeah, he did get strong like very quickly all of a sudden, and it is very suspicious how he is. It's like, is he not trying to be a honky person? Did he cheat his way to honkydom?
Well, all the signs are there. Like, actually, fun comes by him like trying like fun. He's taught him. He's just fucking count all upstairs. He's used like the little it's just that I didn't see that under his fucking fringe all the time. What's that? Touches it, a fucking genie ghost pops out. Oh shit! This is like back then. It's fucking following him in the streets. He's running for his life. It's a very horror film like atmosphere. All of a sudden.
It's very like the comedy of being possessed by a genie and the horror of being possessed by a genie. It's just like more so his perspective on it, or the way he's kind of viewing it, because he's in a very dark place basically now. So it makes sense he'd see it like that.
No, a gun isn't the answer.
Dear. Yeah.
It does make you wonder whether, because when Ekataru brings out the gun that Origin accidentally shot himself with previously, I was like, so did Ekataru try and take his own life when he felt ashamed
Yeah,
previously. And
That's the implication I'm getting here.
and it implies also, because we see the scene with the brother looking at the old honky shrine, where he's just like, oh, what's that fucking weird shadow in the corner? It's like, that's the shadow that gets into your heart, like, and fucking prevents you from being a honky person. It's like, so these genies are basically like, they get you at your lowest. Like, you presumably try and kill yourself ideally, but generally the bullet ricochets, so it shoots you anyway. So, you know, just to make sure they get you, possess you and make you the honky person. You don't achieve it of your own accord. They just use your body as they will. And I was just like, yeah, there's a kind of insidiousness there, where it's like, did the brother know about the fucking magic gun? Like, what's going on with that? But yeah,
keeping this lying around.
Because as bad as Arjun is, Senyu is also not a great person either, because
No.
he's not told Arjun the truth whenever he gets brought up. He tries to fob him off with some excuse. Because even in it's not about the other honky person this time. He straight out asks Senyu, why do you want to merge with me? And then Senyu gives him a joke answer, not whatever the real answer is.
Yeah.
I guess there's one these two do is want to fucking, I guess, apparate into the physical realm again and fight each other again. That's it, because that's all I see. That's all we seem to care about in this fucking town.
Yes, yeah. Which I think that's where it's not just Matakara whose this perception of Arjun is infuriating him. I think it is the entire town's misperception.
Yeah.
They've conceived him as this super tough guy, and he's now stuck in that trap repeatedly. Which was the thing he was already feeling guilty about in the first place. And now he's had 7 episodes of people mistaking him for a tough person. And this is kind of the first time he's outright said to anybody
that he's admitted it
about his cowardice.
Like, it was the right thing to do, but it was exactly the worst possible time to fucking do it, basically. Yeah. It's like, even your man, his genie kind of giving him the slap on the back is like, you know, hey, good job, kid. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, it just like broke the heart of my former friend, and kind of thing. But the genie's kind of thinking is like, you needed to get that out. I've been saying you needed to fucking do that for the longest fucking time. Like, you can see him being slightly supportive, even though he is absolutely using Arjun to fight this other genie. Yeah.
There's a brief moment of Baraho's wall between her and Arjun dropping when she sees the lunch from the title that the mum had made. That almost works, and then Arjun says something incredibly stupid, which
like she sees the delicious
back up again.
It's the very cheesy ma'am lunch, but it is a really nice looking fucking Chinese lunch, and it's just like, fuck, that looks good. And he could have went, would you like some? And he would have had it fucking in, but no, he has to be the selfish kind of like, look at me, I'm fucking great. All the ladies just need to get with me. He's standard fucking.
I am
a barrier, I think.
Yeah. Okay, just further than I even thought. Okay, fair enough.
I was still amused that she's just shit on now eating her lunch, and then she hears his stupid voice, and the light just dies in her eyes. It's like, oh, God.
The fact that the mam's given him an in several fucking times over, and he has not fucking partaken of it. It's like, God damn it, you fucking tool.
Oh no, sorry. He says when she looks at it, he goes, "Did you seriously fall in love?" So he assumed that mere glimmer of interest.
Yeah. It was.
So it's like, that girl talked to me today. Asked me what size milkshake I wanted. I said large. I can handle it. Pretty smooth, right?
Anyway, but yes, the plot has restarted itself.
Yeah.
Adapted. Why don't I try cramming something in here? As you said, just say it off on Arjun. He's like, you know, if you can't admit to that, like, you know, you can see him upon saying, I kind of just want to just, like, you know, get shot this whole thing all together. So maybe, like, part of that is admitting this. Maybe if I say to him, but this is my car, then these guys will start, like, getting off my back about wanting to fight him all the time. But it's not the way it's going to work out.
Yeah.
Then we've got Sengoku Youko.
Youko.
Episode 10, The Mountain Goddess, Part 2.
Don't worry, I keep saying Sengoku Yoko, or I say all the
Yes.
syllables the same, and it just throws me every time.
So what's the Mountain Goddess up to this week?
Well, they're kind of figuring out like their fun training. Like one, Shinsuke as captives out. Fucking Jinka has figured this out fun. But we kind of see like you sight beyond sight, but also if you wanted to stop this, ask her. It's like, all right, that was a test. You see, you didn't know you could do that. Anyways, the real thing was just kind of push you to see that okay, you're sorted. Now, Tama, you've got like a bigger job to do. You need to get into fucking like have full kind of spiritual fucking awareness of everything around you. You're kind of shitting off like all of this like all this sense of self like that. And we'll be in here as long as you kind of need to be. This is like all taking place inside your own mind. And apparently so was Brian. So maybe to turn the
I am
camera
still
off.
here. I'm just going to take care of the ghosts which are appearing behind me.
Ooh, spooky
Yokos. But like we're just inside the mind, but probably finish the training because there's either like only two outcomes of this. Either like you succeed or else your mind will break because you get some.
I'm going to keep this hyperbolic time chamber running until you fucking solve it. Basically,
you got some Inception stuff going on right here. But it's all like the mountain goddess here is kind of one of the big because she wants them to go send a martyr to like bring back her friends the castle. So what we're gonna do, the dragon and his apprentice are on the mountain, and what we're gonna do is like lay down upon like a barrier around it. Actually, before all that, when Shinsuke he has again he's landed after getting launched by wind power. He's blade at Senya's throat. He's just like Senya, but this kid he's gonna be like fucking the worst of the worst king of all fucking demons one of those days. If he fun like keeps at it, and you've got like
right now.
He's going to phone dice you up the next opportunity you get. So this is like a 1 in a million times. You're going to take it right now. That's be the smart thing to do. I mean, I'm a mountain god. I've seen it all. This is what I do in your place. But he's still a fucking kid, man. Still a kid, man. Then phone said, no, wait, to put me away. I said, no, we're not killing kids, sword. Shut up. We're not doing that. And then you get the arms come out. He's ready to phone dice him. He kind of runs off, sort of ashamed and embarrassed. He's just you can't do it.
Like he smashes the toy he got in the last episode because it's kind of like this thing of just like fuck. I'm also still clinging to a bit of humanity, and that guy showed me mercy. I can't quite get him though. That feels bad, and I can't explain why because I'm trying, like a lot of people, to be a monster.
Yeah, it feeds into a bit in what the mountain god is trying to show the Jinka as well. It's just like, so if your dragon's on a mountain, he's definitely somebody you're going to see in your way right now. You're going to go over and into him. Now, let's say if you find him right now, he killed me. Yeah, but we'd say maybe no.
If you fight him 100 times?
If you give it 10 goes, but then you probably should give me. I give 100 goes. I don't know, like 1,000 goes. I don't know. Could be like any odds there? Okay, 10,000 goes. It's like, well, maybe if I had 10,000 goes, yeah, our dad could do it. That's it. All you gotta do is, what if that 1 in 10,000 chance was the first fucking time? Why was the chance? Here, I'll show it to you. And she just teleports him. He's sort of dumped out in the river with a dragon man. Gino is just like handling his lunch. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, I'm trying to go to the waterfall.
He teleports midair in front of him while the dude's sitting in the river, falls into the river, gets swept downstream, and the dragon man's like, was that another illusion? Because he's just kind of. Why would he think that would fucking happen right now? That would be weird to happen to him. But that was him.
Like coincidences can happen, and who knows what that 1 in 10,000 chance was the first one you go for. So you got a bit of a plan together. Like Tamo shows up later on. It's like, okay, what have we got? We're gonna put a barrier on the mountain. We're gonna trap the dragon in here. He won't be able to go nowhere. Meanwhile, when he's stuck in here, you go around the back and head off to like the monks' headquarters, and you take care of all those guys up there, and my castle friend go, because like their main forces is away from the base right now, so it'll improve your routes substantially. Tama says, "Girls, that's not bad, but I think let's go on the phone and go at him right now." It's like, what? Let's go at him right now. I mean, he's right here, giving all those trainers. Let's go and go at him right now. He's running a separate gambit.
This is a good idea because we have him trapped here. We can fucking take him out here and now. And also, because the goddess has put this much effort into training us and shit, she's invested in us. Like, she thinks we can do it, and also she's invested a lot of time and energy into us doing it. Therefore, she'll have to intervene if we start fucking losing.
Yep.
So we force her hand.
We're
And
gonna
she's
fucking
come up
bait
with
her
this
out.
brilliant plan because she spent 10 fucking years in the hyperbolic time chamber. And they're all like, really? It's like, yeah, I was very bad at this, but now
Fucking
I'm
did
cynical
it, though.
about it. Did it though. So I guess she wants revenge of the goddess at this fucking stage, because if she'd been stuck in there 10 years. But yeah.
Well, fun to send them out. It's fun to still stuff. It's now fun Jinka will take on Jinan. They'll hand back and just like fun to see how this fucking goes out. It goes, it's fun stuff exploding out there. But like, it goes fun. Oh, I'm gonna mess you up, kid. You have no idea. I'm a fun big ass dragon, man. I'm sorry, nothing personal. This is a job I gotta do. If you're it's a kid, but I gotta do it. It's fucking boom, just cutting up in mountains and destroying the landscape. Buzz, Jinka says, I dodged that one, and I dodged this one as well. It's like, what the fuck? It's just like, I almost fucking died, but I did dodge in time, so maybe I should just fucking go for this. Maybe she was right. Maybe this is the first chance. It is the charm. I was going to go for it. I mean, this manifest wholesale, like a fifth tail out of his back, and that's the lightning one. One thing. That's it. Now he's got all five the classical like elements in the Asian cultures. He can make the spirit bomb now. Yes, which he promptly does.
The dragon punches the spirit bomb. It does not fucking work. It's like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah, but we don't want it to land or blow up or like that. And it's just like, he's even with that. Now he's finally got the Dragon's Boy's wife and pull out a real fucking move right there. It's pretty impressive. But she'll stay, my God, kill you. And when you know the mountain god intervenes, so it's like,
The dragon doing his ultimate god-killing fucking kick from the heavens, where he jumps up real high and then he's gonna fall down on you with like a meteor-looking fucking kick.
And he's like, whoa, don't land on me. Nobody land on me.
The god like grabs him with trees and stuff and like basically separates him. It's like, I don't like you doing a god-killing kick on me, a fucking mountain god. Everyone break it up. All right, cut it out of it. And like the idea is she is just like, all right, you forced my hand. It's gonna be fucking payment for forcing my fucking hand.
It's gonna fall and cost you now.
By literal fucking payment, she means it's like, that's why both the dragon guy and Jinka lose their fucking arms. It's kind of like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Well, the arm was chopped off to begin with. So
it was chopped off to begin with, but she suggests it's like, yeah, I let that happen. I meant that to fucking happen. That's part of my fucking payment, basically. I'm taking those and keeping them.
Well, they can seem to grow it back because he has his arm and just goes carrying him away. They put a little thing up there, like a little seed to kind of just like starts a flow of blood coming out of it. But it seemed like he had his arm growing back by the time he was like being carried off there.
Yeah, but I mean, like the god pumping a seed into your stump to grow your arm back. I feel like that's some collateral.
Because now she owes you. Yeah.
She owns your arm. Like, that's not great.
Yeah, and kind of with the more like kind of weird shit basically that Jinga's encountering. He was like dead set on I'm gonna become like a Youko. I'm gonna become like I renounce my humanity. I'm gonna transform into like all together like that. And then seeing there's lots of ways around this, and there's even like people can kind of borrow it, or so to be kind of like swap from another, and they can amalgamate into like a composite form like that.
And part of the thing with activating the fairy eyes is he sees that this Tengu girl, who is a human girl but raised by Tengu to do Tengu magic, she has the same glow that the mountain god does, that I do, that my sister does. Like, wait, so spirits and humans have the same kind of life force thing? It's just like, so we're all the same thing. It's like, yeah, we're all the same thing. It's like it's a kind of character thing. It was like, oh, so like I don't need to become that. I'm already the same kind of thing. It's just with different rules around it. Yeah.
And with this mountain god as well, you seem to that she also is operating by her own set of rules, her own set of morality. I was like, oh, I get that. I was like, kind of about that, but she's like, nah, she's just gonna fucking do what suits her. It'll suit you sometimes. It lines up with her ambitions, but she will fucking like possess your soul like that if you fucking cross her, you know. Yeah, she's kind of saying like The little fucking priestess go along with him as well. And say, hey, you go out there. They probably use the backup and say, please come along with you. And they're like, yeah. Just they really don't want him to be there.
They're not cool with the new party member. She wants to carry Jinka because he's fucked up, and man's like, "Nah, I'll fucking do it. I'm the hardcore guy." So yeah, they're off to save a castle.
It's just like, it was mad that, like, Shinsuke, is like, if he finishes training the fastest and he's going, oh, ice cracked. This is one of those, like, fucking wax on, wax off things, isn't it? So this is one of those, like, moon point at the finger things, isn't it? So I got it. I just fly over women. The rest of them was like, how do I see beyond what can be seen? That's get all that, man. I liked as well that, Jin on imposing dragon, man. You get this a little bit of, like, he seems very unassailable and very closed off, and it's just like having lunch for the whatever. So it's like, what the fuck is that? It's a little bit of a dropping for us a second there.
He is still a guy, even though he's a dragon guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we've got, now I've got rid of the Ghost of Blood Bowl 2nd edition appearing in behind me.
Ooh. Love on the walls.
And my duvet. We've got Metallic
Family
Rouge.
Portrait.
That was the thing I was dreading. Episode 10, Family Portrait, as you say. Those are fairly simple.
It's very
episodes.
bottle episode because they're on a ship on their way to Venus. So, like,
yes.
yeah, they're all on the same ship.
Don't worry.
Everyone's remembering the good old days.
I've brought the ultimate weapon, the anti-phase cannon I had before. Oh my goodness.
I've did a few favors.
Cyan.
Because they get a phone call, they're like, hey, Cyan's gone missing. They're like, that's fine, I got my cool gun in this box. Oh crap, she's in the box.
And now she's got a completely different personality.
Now she's like, hey, big sister.
She's about 6. Deadly killing machine, mind of a 6-year-old. Like, we get it that Rouge was like the most, like, seems to be physically, like, powerful of the immortal line. The rest of the guys can't give us shit, but she's, like, more emotionally, like, stunted as a result. I guess they turned that dial, like, a bit further down. If we emotionally stunt even more, she get more powerful. So the further we regress her, there's going to have fucking, like, a yellow one, that fucking that purple one or something like that. She's going to be like a baby, mind of a baby inside a deadly robot body.
Yeah, so we got Rouge's super powerful baby sister who, like, they're all worried. It's like, so you sometimes hear a voice in your head that makes you kill people, and it's like, yeah, I have to obey it. It's like, that seems like it's going to be bad. We got herself trying to control Rouge's sister through her manipulation thing, which does not work on a small child.
Oh, Nami doesn't die. It's just like, she's being like the... No. That mother I ever raised up and said, I hate you. And say, why do you hate me? Because what do you want to do? And Rouge is having to be going, oh, everybody calm down. It's all right. No, Cyan, you didn't mean to say that. No, dude, she's having to be like the fucking voice of reason and responsibility.
Yeah. She's actually doing a good job of being the big sister and getting the kid to do what she wants to do in terms of, like, yeah, we'll go play later, but we need to do this first, that kind of thing. Whereas... And the other two guys, one's just bleeding out on the couch for the most part, just going like, I am so fucked. It's not good to have a big hole on you.
Well, Eden is fine, like he's alive, but at his age, he's slowly losing his memories.
Yeah, that's not great.
The humming Claire de Lune is just like, How's the rest of that go again?
I don't remember the rest of that song.
How does it start?
But I really like our detective basically also being good at manipulating kids. It's like, yeah, you wouldn't think I would have had kids. Lost them in the divorce. I was like, of course you fucking did. But he's just there trying to make pancakes because he's the only person who needs to eat food on this fucking spaceship. And it's just like, just everyone. And the only place he has to cook is like a burner on a fucking pool table. It's like, they don't have a kitchen, obviously. I was just like, this sucks. Why am I the only human on this
pool
fucking
table?
ship?
It's a long way to Venus.
That's pretty cool, though. Yeah, I will admit.
Meanwhile, all the other alters are
having a family dinner.
They're having a family dinner with the puppet master. Nothing totally suspicious about this. The family dinner is chocolate.
Ooh, under the big silver like dishes. I was like, oh yes.
It's not like chocolate for starters, chocolate for dinner, chocolate for dessert. Just a silver dish with 3 chocolate bars. Just fucking go ham.
And we have glimpses of the memories of the Mortal 9 who we never got to meet because they'd already been killed before the series started.
I was half wondering, like, because Rouge also likes the chocolate bars. I was like, is this like one memory just spread among several fucking people?
That's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah.
Well,
remember when the guy did this thing? Remember this? Also, we all love chocolate. And it was just like...
they all need to be there, or their ids at least, to activate the code. So it seems like, yeah, you're probably just facets of one intelligence that's been put out onto these. And maybe it's a bit kind of like Pluto. We needed to make you a little bit crazy or else you wouldn't work.
Yeah. Distinct personalities, or to separate those out into like an asshole who keeps turning into people inappropriately, a guy who's real fucking stoic, that kind of shit. Like very different people.
Yeah, we learn towards the end, once they find the machine where they've all been loaded into and they're having their ids uploaded into some sort of space lock. The only one who's not sat in there is Alice, as she is at this point, because it's Ice is the one who betrayed Rouge, not Alice. And so she hasn't climbed in the machine yet, and she's with Jean, and they're wondering what's really going to happen here, because that puppet master's up to no good, that's for sure.
Not an alien, but says I'm not an alien, but I am in service to the aliens. Though.
I am a human working for the aliens, and I was like, you're like 8 foot tall at least to the head, and then there's a giant body under, like, around that.
It's all showmanship.
Yeah, yes. So it's all a Jim Henson fucking puppet. Like,
is it Roy or is it Eve in there? I feel like that's the last mystery. I don't think it's going to be somebody we've never seen before.
Yeah.
I think it'll be that old crotchety old man. I think it'll be the old lady who drove the truck. So I feel like it's going to be one of the missing people from everybody's memories.
It would be funny if it was like, it was me, the old lady, and my two nephew and nieces were playing the arms of the puppet master or something. Like, no, probably not. But there's some good again, like, for like a bottle episode, essentially, it does some good character work and some good like laying down pieces for you to actually do something with this time, I think. So yeah.
There's a funny line from Naomi saying, "I'm going to cold equations that girl."
That sounds pretty nasty. It seems to be involved being pushed out the airlock.
It is. It's a short story where somebody gets pushed out an airlock.
Oh, right.
It's just
volunteers. It's a stowaway has to go out of an airlock to make sure the ship can actually land, because now there's too many people and the ship's too heavy.
And we do
and it's somebody's little sister as well. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. we do get the we have Cyan asking Rouge, is like, hey, what is the deal with you and Naomi? Like, what's your thing? And Naomi listens to the door, is like, oh, what does she think of me? That kind of thing. Is like, what did she say? Like the nicest stranger or something like that.
We get on, but we don't. It just feels like this sense that, like, no, we've known each other not for long, but we wasn't knowing each other for a long time, and I don't know, it's this weird sort of thing. Like, no, look at this now, we would never get along. But constantly see fighting with each other, and that seems to kind of like, being like transposed onto you now. Now Cyan's fighting with Naomi at them, and I'm be the one who's like, it's maybe we're just thinking this is what it feels like. Actually, maybe this is kind of where I was. Maybe this is what Naomi was dealing with. I could probably straighten them. Maybe I can break a chocolate bar in half, and maybe I'll be the bigger person, the adult in the room, and give the child the bigger piece of it. Yeah.
She's learning about like herself and her relationship with Naomi through this proxy.
See it from the outside,
Yeah.
This episode and the last episode, I think, have kind of got things back on track for me.
They're better character writing, basically. Yeah.
Because I find like it's kind of interesting. It's just like these immortal 9, these immortal robots. They see each other like as his family, and I think they could have been kind of brought to the fore a little kind of sooner. And Miss is like, why they're doing things like that in a fun. That seems like a completely irrational and nonsensical thing to do. It's a fun saying, yeah, but fucking when family's involved, you just go completely crazy. Fun saying, I get that. Everybody
Yeah.
gets that.
It would probably be better if it wasn't trying to put mystery elements in throughout the series where you're having to guess who's the alter. Well, it turns out it was most of them.
The detective even on this thing where like the reason she identifies that Naomi identifies Sign as being a more advanced Rouge is because she instantly goes like, yeah, you're non-human as well, and detective's like, you're not fucking human. I'm the only fucking guy.
Yeah. Oh, and also the fact that the Immortal Nine are going around calling themselves an organization called Alter is probably also a hint that they're all separate parts of one personality.
I mean, like one of them is literally has alters basically. So I mean, that's a bit of a giveaway. We just put two of them in one. They don't like each other, but fuck them.
Does everyone count as two? Do we even need like another person in this?
There's still time for it to completely botch
the ending. Yeah.
The aliens are going to be coming back into us, you know.
The aliens did give Naomi a call, so yeah.
Remember what we told you? Yeah, I remember. No, that seems to be the sense I'm getting out of it.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't mess up the ending, but it's pretty good so far. But yeah.
Then we got Witch and the Beast, episode 9, The Witch and the Demon Sword, final act.
It's just one thing in going to my head, and this is just like, buy our book. Buy our book. Buy our book. But I can see what they're going for here. It's pretty good, pretty impressive. There's some nice little moments and moves in here. No, if only had like the visual chops to back it up in this instance.
Yeah, and I think these last ones have suffered from not being like part one, the end. Whereas this one's like, okay, this is a good ending, but like there were 3 parts to this. I feel like if you could have tightened that up a little, it would have been a more satisfying package.
I liked it.
It's good. I did enjoy it.
I still liked it, but it was just like, this is like, probably a brilliant splash page straight from the comic. I do have no ability at all to make move or add anything to itself. But hey, that's okay. That's okay.
I thought the ghost frost clouds looked better in this one.
It was like, where they move, you see it's like, oh, is that the car flowing up? But it's just like the repeat, like, rippling kind of thing. It's like, okay, caught for time here.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at it. I think I'm giving it goodwill because the ending is very good of then seeing the flashback of the sword's point of view.
Yeah.
Of the relationship.
No, like, that was the right way to do it.
I'm definitely not in love with her. Definitely not.
I'm not a good sword. I'm an evil sword. I haven't been changed by the heart of a actually lovely.
The only one who's ever nice to me and actually treated me as more than an object rather than something that's been imbued with a soul.
Yeah. So it's basically we have a little repeat of the end of the last episode. Kiss the witch. Kiss the witch.
Yeah, and Helga, like, she's just thinks it's adequate. She's fun. She goes for it. She's like, she gets in there. It's like, fun. Really, she's
like, make the most of it. She thinks she's gonna
getting
die.
The fingers in the hair is fun. And say, oh, just come here. Give me some of those. Yes.
I mean, like, I know it's her first kiss, but she should have figured it's like, wait, why doesn't he taste of ash? It's because it's the girl, not the guy.
So it doesn't matter. Same thing happens. Same effect happens. We get the monster out of the coffin.
Monster out of the coffin, and the guy's like, we're taking the sword alive, so don't punch it with your right hand, the fucked up looking right arm, just the armored one.
Like, Helga's freaking out too. This is demon sword. Everyone's freaking out. Demon sword's power to destroy the world. Yeah. Look, when you've been in my life, because you've seen like enough world destroying powers, you can fun in a wet week now. Fun. Here's my world destroying power. I can carry around with me. How do you like that?
Yes, because he points out it's not one of a kind. We got another one here, and we've technically got another one channel itself through Matt Cougar's body as well. So
we got loads of these. We're fun.
2-on-1.
Because the ice spirit is more concerned with the new fucking thing that just
starts turning its icicles like at this. Like, no, hang on, no, they're cool. Leave them be. And it's just like kind of punching the crap out of the thing, or but we basically kind of definitely just like like taking its hits and then try to get it lured in and get it close to it. You know, it's like give it the old left Rooney there, which is it's got some like the right arm is all like complete like dark and probably wreathed and evil sinister, and it's also got some kind of glove. It seems to have like some kind of holes or like some kind of projectile would be dislodged. So is it like just load it up and just one kapow, blow it into your face? Cool if it did. Looks like it might.
And then our executioner is still trying to get to the townsfolk so he can sacrifice them. So
let me into the barrier. Let me in. I'm just a poor priest.
Limbs taken off by rocks being pinged at him from miles away.
Hashtag going, oh come on, don't kill him. I won't.
Like him going like, just your aim 2 millimeters down and 5 millimeters to the left, and it's gonna like I'm not that fucking precise. I'll just try not to fucking kill him, alright? Like fucking, which is very funny because like kind of fuck that guy really. Like what a piece of shit.
Yeah, we'll give you to Matt. He's gonna sort you out because it's fun. All of his posse that you brainwashed and fun took over, except for you, and you try to go like oh I was being mind controlled. Fun saying no, the fuck you were, lady. Now I usually I have a code of honor here. Like I do my job. I make sure the law is meted out. No, I don't want to kill anybody. Except in this for a situation right now where you two are completely like beyond remorse and redemption. So you're going to get frozen up very slowly and very painfully.
I'm going to leave the decision to the person we came here to arrest, technically, the witch. What do you think? And he's like, oh, I've had enough of this shit. I don't want to fucking see anyone else die. But do make sure they suffer so much they wish they were dead. And he's like, can fucking do. All right, come on, guys. You're coming with me. And they kind of ice along the fucking road. And Helga asking him is like, is he not going to arrest us? It's like, nah. We got an understanding. We're cool. Like it's grand. Don't worry about it. He just turns a blind eye to our shit, and we turn a blind eye to their shit, and it all works out in the end. So am I free to go? It's like, yeah, you're going to work for us now. It's like, but I'm going to have to use my power to hold back the demon sword. Oh, the demon sword is dead. Oh, and he's like, no, he's not dead. He's grand. He's just fucked up, basically. It'll take him a while to heal from that.
It's like when your guys in that one. This is like a concentration of absolute evil and pure force. That doesn't go away. Energy can't be like created or destroyed. This is so. It'll come back. We'll take care of it.
Yeah, I do. They also mentioned there's normally a second executioner. So, but they won't be able to pluck it out of the guy's brains because they've had spells cast on them to prevent them from giving up their partners.
Giving away too much information. Yeah.
They'll try and get what they can out of him. But yes, the punchline of the sword going, "This must be a witch's curse." The feelings I'm feeling.
Haha, somebody loves you.
Yeah,
I thought that was his first witch sealed him up, and it's like, I feel hatred for you for all the damage you do. And a second emotion, which I'm not going to name. I hope my descendants inherit this emotion. And one did, because I loved her going to the man like, hey, stop taking the demon sword out of his fucking cage. Leave him in there. But it's like,
so lonely in there.
He's all dusty and he's just like an eyeball. All I can do is like look fucking around, and it's like he's so bored. He must be so. And the other sister's like, oh my god, she's always fucking like this. You know, it felt very.
Look at her with her empathy, Hannah.
Yeah.
Because when he's been unlocked, as he's getting sealed, he has the vision again of the original witch.
The first seal on him, yeah,
which is probably the best bit of animation because that's the bit which is done in that black and white.
It's a nice style.
Style. There's not much animation to it, but it's a striking look, and it's the origin witch next time. That's our next story. So I guess we're going to have some sort of explanation as to possibly who Gido is, whose body is in the coffin, whose body it's currently possessing, and what the general deal of this story is.
Yeah, it's like after that one, there was a certain sort of like detente within this realm. Now it's all been completely fucked out the window here. But I see he's been leveled, and our demon sword is out. Fucking there's like counter operatives working, looking against our own like institutions. This is completely balls up. We gotta like sort this stuff out.
The closest to like a nice thing you get is like the demon sword haven't gotten its ass kicked. Kind of goes like, wow, fucking like you can still recognize the city I was released in. That's pretty good going for them, honestly. Like generally I have a lot more destroyed before they manage to put me in the pot again. So yeah.
Then we got Delicious in Dungeon, episode 11, Red Dragon 1. In which
is that trigger action animation you all asked for?
Yeah, this is such a good episode.
This goes nuts in it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like I kept thinking, is this fucking Dragon CG? Because it's so solid and good. It's not, as far as I can tell, but it feels fucking great. It's
they get the fucking the heft of this thing. Like,
yes, the weight of it. It's I don't know if they're putting extra frames in or something. There's something fucking nice about it anyway. Yeah.
We have our plan here, but just like like on paper, this is all going to work out, but then it does not measure up against the actual immensity. Even like they're saying, oh, we'll drop like the walkway off top of us, and it's just like there wasn't enough to weigh it down, not by a long margin. It just breaks one out of there, no problem. Oh, okay, that was our best and bony shot.
Have you ever played a tabletop RPG and say the party spends like an hour discussing the very intricate plan and all the steps in the plan, and if any one of those steps goes wrong, the whole thing goes out the fucking window. It's that. And I was like, yeah, exactly fucking right. Good job.
Plans. I'm not familiar with these in Dungeons and Dragons.
What could that be?
Kick in the door, wave the sword, let's go. That tended to be our playing style. And then run away when it goes wrong.
Freeze, FBI!
Yeah, pretty much.
Because like seeing it from the perspective of the lads on the ground going like, okay, we got to get this dragon to follow us and we'll just use the pots to block it. Haha! The pots perfectly conduct heat. Ah, Jesus fuck. I forgot about that.
Why didn't we wear gloves? Why don't we have gloves for this? This is so...
that's why we use it to cook with.
Yeah. And Marcel kind of seeing this from across the city, just seeing explosions and buildings fall down. It's like, the fuck are they doing? Like, that's not the plan. But yeah, the dropping a building on the dragon doesn't slow it down.
There's running just like, it's really gross running as well, almost as part, like, there's like sweat and like spit coming out of the mouth. It's just like, try to say something, I don't know what, but if I ask me to drop the walkway, I better do it.
I think my favorite running away from the dragon walk cycle is Chilichuk like flailing, freaking Leos like just kind of jogging lightly, and Senshi, you can't barely see him because he's very short, but the pot just rolling around on his head, and I was like, oh, that's very nice. It's just like three very different styles of running. Just there's a lot of it in this episode though, so yeah.
Drop the walkway, it bursts right out of there.
So now we run under the dragon. Now what do? We could run out the back of it and the tail smashes into a building.
Well, the reason they've run under the dragon is because Leos's sword has run under the dragon first.
That's the first party member to run the fuck away, and Chilichuk is like, your fucking sword's a monster, you son of a bitch.
Well, they're laying there trying to keep still and not gonna do it, and it's just like they're both laying across from each other on the ground, and just like, Lars going, once I got my sword, Kensuke, and they just pads across this Chilichuk going, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Because his sword does a runner and makes a load of clattering noises because that's the noise a sword makes when it runs away. But yeah, it's a bit of a bother. They did manage to get the knife stabbed into the dragon's toe, but it's got really thick skin, so I didn't really feel it or nothing.
But
so
since he has smashed his axe, we knew that wasn't going to happen. So it's come to
worth
this.
Worth a shot.
I'm taking care of this life every day since I ever got it. It's the most valuable thing I own. It's fun. It's just kind of this weird, like fun in frame of it. So
it's not even
encased in this aura of where he's obsessed with his knife. It's a fucking mithril.
Yeah,
can you believe it?
It's not even adamantine. It's mithril as a knife, which is why I didn't shut that other dwarf, because she might have fucking killed me and taken it off me.
Yes, that was my favorite.
My knife.
Because it tells you everything you need to know about dwarves.
And it's like that other dwarf is crazy. It's like, you're crazy for this knife. You're putting that on other people.
Well, it's just like he knows. But this is my fucking best knife. Fucking I prepared somebody just put this out. This is my fucking knife. I want to sharpen this thing all the time. It was work, you know, funny, kick it right in the foot, you can kind of whiz it up there. And Chuck, you know how to fight, because you just like flick that thing right into its eye, no problem.
But that's after like Senshi having to dive for the fucking sword and like get stepped on by the dragon. I assume most of his bones broken.
Now they have defensive buffs on, but
They
he
do.
got fairly squished there too.
Mm, mm,
He's dwarf though, he's sturdy, he'll get right back up.
mm,
High con. But yes, the way they kill the dragon is fantastic. Dungeons and Dragons thinking of essentially putting a fireball under the pot so they can launch louts at the dragon's head.
And it's not just like, because Chillchuk has done the fucking class thief thing. It's like, I'm not a combat guy, but he's got high dex. He managed to get it right into the fucking dragon's eye, but now the knife is in the dragon's eye. So Marcel, can you do that thing where you like launched yourself off the Undine? It's like that was different. That was using water walk. It's like, we're going to use an explosion this time, just to be really cool.
It's a great panel in the comic, but it has given so much. Now you see that the
Yes.
jowls,
the speed, the rocket propelled,
his
louts.
crazy face as he flies right at it.
And then because the weak spot's under the dragon's chin, he has to put his leg in the dragon's mouth and use that as a way to bend over backwards.
Leverage to bend around, stab it in.
And like it builds up so fucking nicely. So it's like, it's just the leg. This is less than my sister did, which was her entire self went into the dragon's mouth. So I can put my leg in there, and then there's that crunch, and it's like, oh fuck, that's bad though.
But there's funnier crunches later when Marcel's healing everyone.
Again, it does such the part A, part B fucking contrast stuff. Like the comedy in action is done very well to later comedy and quiet.
The panic is very palpable. We're dashing around with here. We're just like skin of our fucking teeth here, just trying to come up with the desperation, scrabbling for like any kind of opportunity to turn the tables here, and it won't do it in a great cost. And it's just like, okay, who is the most fucked up here? Who is the most fucked up? It's just like, obviously, Lio, so put your leg back on. It's okay to cast healing things like that. The thing is, so when you cast a healing thing, it's just like you will like. You just got like a concrete block on the head. It's like, my fucking head. Like, yeah, you got no injury. You're gonna feel all the pain afterwards. So it's like, well, essentially,
like Marcel being like, I'm not as good at the healing like a meal of magic, but I get it done.
You've broken every bone in your body, baby. So you're gonna feel all that when I put them all back together. It's like, I don't like magic. Come on, Senshi, you're gonna die. Like, I don't like magic.
I'll just heal normally, nothing ruptured, and it's just like, yeah, but that'll take months to heal. Just take it like a man, and just the sound effect.
Visual sound effect of bones, appearing on the screen and hearing it.
Snap, crackle, pop of Senshi putting himself back together.
Putting Elias's leg back on, where it's like the blood is just like oozing and boiling up. That's kind of nasty.
The fact that it gets pulled off Marcel's hands, like from his finding his leg and his stump and like putting them back together, like, but it actually pulls it off her hands as well. It's like, it's really nice, and he's like, wow, my leg's back together. It itches on the inside. It's like, yeah, that'll be there for a while. Don't worry about it. That means it's working.
And then they cut the dragon open to try and find what remains of Fallon.
Love that, because like the slow, like again, this show was never for fucking vegetarians and vegans, but this is like one of the worst bits. The slow like shunk and chop and slop of large slabs of dragon meat, and the kind of quiet conversation they're having as opposed to all the action in the first part. It's just nice where essentially like, it's getting dark in here. It's like, well, don't get a fucking light. Marcel used magic light because dragons
reminds me of being back in the mines.
They're just being practical. They're just talking quietly.
It's so big like when we're mining out this dragon. Not even like, doing the usual like the section of it like we would like with some fucking like a kelpie or like a mandrake or something like that. No, this is like a massive like fucking 8-story fucking beast we're trying to get to the bottom of.
It's the slow, deliberate progress of it, and it's so different from like preparing the meals, despite the similarity of the things they're doing. Yeah.
It gets with its gizzard though. We're like an owl. It'll like keep giving it a pellet to cough up later. And that's where
the first part is they come to the stomach, and emptying the stomach is doesn't show up anything. They're worried they're too late, but then they find essentially the gizzard where non-digestible stuff like hair would go
And bones.
and bones, stuff that it can use for fuel for its dragon breath, basically.
Oh, they ate all those wargs as well. Ah, they're all mixed up inside. I'm gonna figure this out.
But they find a long strand of hair
Hmm.
and some bones.
Like, sis, is that you? I know your skull anywhere.
They find a magic staff as well, don't they? So,
They do. They find her staff.
Her little
So
kind of cleric's mace. Looking,
it's like a lantern mace type situation. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we get by. This is her. Make sure we can find as many bits for her as we can possibly get fish out of this to bring her back.
And it's the thing of like there was always the threat of it is obviously they don't have a way of revivifying because they don't have any fucking money. But revivifying is a thing in this world, so the danger was kind of less. But it's the kind of thing of like, is there any of her left to bring back? And it's like, is there enough of her left to bring back? That's the kind of like thing of like, fuck, like it shows a kind of slow dread of a threat rather than an immediate threat of this dragon's gonna fucking kill us, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, much like our approach is to a lot of our difficulties and encounters so far, is like no other. They're going to improvise. We have a lot of sacrificial material on hand here, and we can possibly use.
Yep. So that'll be next week, Red Dragon 2. And then finally, it is Bang Bravern, episode 10. In Japan, they call this OMIAI.
OMIAI. You fucking weeb. Superbia.
In which we had a perfect time loop last episode. Now we've got an imperfect time loop where there's a second time loop going on where somebody else has traveled back in time to change time, not as Bravern was doing, going back in time to make sure everything happened exactly as he remembered it because he was also there in a different body.
So that episode was Terminator 1 rules. This episode is Terminator 2 rules, right? Yeah, I think that's how it works.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Yes, we open with the end of the series where
the day is won, but everyone is dead.
Yes.
Bravern is like, hey, Sammy, I always wanted to be a hero when I was a kid. Other things that Smith has said at some point, and obviously Lulu going like, fucking that was fucking Smith the whole fucking episode.
I'm really going for like when the Bravern has the fucking like Rodimus Prime Transformers face, and we get like the eyepiece can busted up and see the intro with fun saying, this is like Optimus Prime dying all over again. Quit it.
But like it and again like just it's so mad that it would skip to the end of the sad ending, the bad ending, the super sad ending of the show, and have the character realize that was you all the time. That makes it even more tragic. Oh no! And then it's like, let's do a time skip.
Yeah, it's very good. Goodness, let's do that because it's some gruesome ass shit there. Like whatever happened to Von Bravern. I think as Sammy most week you see his head exploded from the inside out. Like, what the hell happened to him? That's a fucking bad way to go.
Nothing good.
Even heroically or not, that's a fucking bad way to go out, man. We gotta avert this.
So the engineer
Mew survived.
Yes, who we see that she's grown older by her character design looking exactly the same, except now she's got a rogue-like white streak.
Oh, dude, she's wearing like a belly top. She's gotten sexier, or at least is living her sexy life. Basically, is the thing.
So this is what she wears in her civvies, not in her military uniform. Yeah. And Uncle Superbia. Between them, they've raised Lulu into an adult, and Lulu's going to travel back in time into herself, Kitty Pryde style, to prevent the nightmares of futures past.
So Superbia's kind of like, all right, so you're gonna have to go to past me. I was going through some shit at the time, so you're gonna have to convince me.
I was a real nerd back then, so
yeah. I mean, like I'm cool now. Obviously, I'm a cool uncle now. So, but you're gonna have to talk to the old me, which is a different guy. So here's my rough advice, because I've taught so much by raising you, young Lulu. You've taught me, and I've taught you. But yeah, she ends up back in the past at the end of the last episode.
Yes.
and running around because even though it's time travel, we have never have enough time to accomplish what we need to do.
Yeah, so everyone's
Which
like,
is
"Oh
fine,
man, we're mourning
that means
Smith, and
the two
Lulu's
times-
acting like a maniac." It's like Lulu's acting weirder than normal.
Yes, I guess she has to do that because then the 2 time loops won't overlap.
Yes,
That's the safe way of doing it.
Yeah.
So
The
then
sooner
she,
you change the time stream, the better. Yeah.
one of the funniest scenes in this thing of her choking out Asami, going, "I won't let you
No!
die."
You can't go out
I
till
won't
you
let you
die.
die. And he's like, "I'm dying."
It's like, you know, like, I had one with MASHLE, and then what was this point saying? Chokeholds, you know, like, you know, just choke a bitch out. It's like, you know, that's what we're coming and bringing it back.
Chokeholds in life, very dangerous. You can really do an injury in the cartoons. Very, very funny. Very funny to
It's
put
better
somebody
than
in a
Asami's
chokehold.
head getting exploded from the inside, Wayne. You gotta admit.
It is an improvement over that, although he doesn't look fucking well after that chokehold.
I'm saving your life.
I'm just bubbling up like his eyes rolling back. Yeah, he's doing great. So he
But now
doesn't go
he's-
off and do the heroic sacrifice thing.
Yeah, but now he's like locked in here, safe. If you can't get out, I've tied him up. You can't get in. If he tries to you try to get out, and also
you took all his clothes off except for his underpants. You tied him up in like hands behind the back, very bondagey kind of situation. You've also tied his uniform into a big knot so he can't put it on, which is very, very funny. And he's in Smith's room.
When he cuts his ropes open, though, like, you know, he's fun saying Brave Bang Slash. Yeah, got it. And then the sergeant is like, you know, comes in, he's like doing something weird, he's underwear fun saying, I'll leave you. I guess I'll leave you too.
The sergeant comes in when he's like looking around at Smith's stuff, and Smith's like, "Be a hero," like written onto the picture of all of them together and being cool. And it's just like, and it's Smith's uniform on the ground, and he's crying into face first, tied into it, mostly naked. The sergeant comes in and goes like, "Yeah, you got some stuff to work out. I'll just close the door after me." And it's just like, did you think he was wanking into Smith's stuff, Sergeant? And you're just like,
he's just
like,
going through all that, you know.
in
my time, I've seen a lot of recruits, you know, they just buckle under the pressure. While I go back home to the mamas, I get it. But he helps him out later on. It's fun. He comes back around fun. Say, "Are you sure you're fine? I should probably check out you." You know, do something stupid.
Are you finished with your debauchery? It's because, like, okay, as long as you got it out of your system, we got the big battle to go to now.
And then we get Lulu declaring that she's going to try and pilot Superbia, and the women try to discourage her, and then she says one line, and the purple-haired American pilot is all for this, and all of a sudden now all the women are for climbing inside, and this is great because it makes all the women as deranged as all the men have been.
Yeah.
It's a switch
for them because it's Lulu explaining it, and she can explain it better to the women than the men can explain it, because men are just
it's even braver going. In Japan, they call this OMIAI. It's like an arranged marriage or meeting, and they'll distribute it. I guess women are going, yeah, but she let her propose to him. Yeah, that's what you go for. You go for a girlfriend. You get him. Even though it's a weird, actually, it's more like, you know, uncle niece kind of thing. And it's like kind of some weird overtones now from creeping into it.
There's nothing not weird about it, but yeah.
But they don't know that.
I'm sure there's going to be extra weird levels in the first place as to why are these robots being powered by Lulus to begin with, and what exactly was happening to cause that adult Lulu to turn into a child Lulu way back in episode 2. But that might be for future time skips in later episodes.
Because remember, there's still got to be a possible third time loop, maybe, where it explains what the Tubs doing here. They already know who Brave Bang is, and and Brave Bang can grant their greatest desire. How did they know all that already? Have they traveled back in time? We lost the end of the series, but if we go back in time and change things, we can be the winners.
Yeah. There's some extra weirdness going on, but yeah, we'll get there when we get
there. Anyway, multiple attempts. She finally manages to pilot Superbia and turns into a magical girl.
I liked,
she has the slips down.
Even though it is the thing of like, he's like her uncle and she's like in her younger body, and it's like, this is all weird and gross. I did like a giant naked version of her appearing next to him, and it's like, yeah, we'll be together.
We're doing it. We're finally doing it.
We're doing it. Superbia is like kind of like, it's like, actually, this feels great now that I think about it. it's weird, but it is very funny at the same time. So yeah.
Yes. And amidst all this, of course, we get another line from the engineer going, his voice is so hot.
Because they're having a conversation of gagapi. Yeah.
Yes.
Which is his real
we missed
voice.
that. And then when they're having the conversation of Gagapi, and when he says something
Back in Japanese,
the translation becomes in Gagapi instead.
The auto translate was just stuck on the episode. That was a good joke. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's Superbia and Bravern and Lulu and Asami, and they go off to finish off the death drives once and for all.
Yeah, maybe because their odds are improved now. As I know, because now Superbia is doing kind
It's
of
not just
cool
Bravern,
poses and attack names. You can chop up on one of the death drive mobile tower bases with one blow.
Yes, and who knows?
And her piloting him and making him do flips and him giggling. It's like, stop making me do flips. It's just like, it's good. Yeah.
But you're the cool ninja one. You gotta have, that's your whole thing.
Will they Gatai as well, though? That's the...
Well, can Superbia get to wear the Brave Burn Dragon?
There is that as well. He could wear it.
Because if Great Knight gets to wear all the stuff from Dana Zenon, I think it's only fair.
Yeah.
We're equal opportunity Gatai here now in this 21st century. It's about time, I say. We have.
And they're made using
equality.
the same 3D printing software, so it should be fine, I suppose. Yeah.
I made you one in the alternate paint scheme. It goes better with all your colors. Oh yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for anything to top this year.
So good, man. Yeah.
It's quite a swerve.
Dungeon's really good as well. But this is original material. That's what's.
See, the thing is, like, I love Delicious Dungeon, the comic, and this is an excellent fucking adaptation of it. Like, just top to bottom, like the voice acting, like the action,
it was expected,
the animation.
Yeah. It's probably why it feels like it hasn't been like as much of like let's say a fucking sucker punch as this was. Yeah, just at the bunch of groups. If we thought that was going to be good, no, that's not the thing. It's like no, this is like no one thought about this, and it's still pulling like weird tricks like this, like really right up to the end. Like I'm bummed I don't the intro is like overridden by like having to do all this like story up front of that, but. He's working all of his like Barry's. He's working all his like his things in there. He's like a busted up robot and like a landscape, time travel and things like that. Time dilation, fucking shit like that. It's all fun, fucking sci-fi weirdness. He keeps coming back to, and it's just being. It's not even like it's really fun and complicated like things like that. It's just
I wouldn't call it like big swings, but it's like it's trying to match.
It's big as getting too fucking like knotted up in a time travel thing. It's just like I can see how that might go. It's just a real fucking mess to get your head around. It doesn't.
It is particularly. It's because it established one rule in the previous episode and then broke that rule immediately in the next episode.
There's definitely some kind of one Mobius strip shenanigans going on there, and I liked the fun the City Robot cartoon where like just like mere weeks ago they were like having a very sexually tense like boxing match with everybody watching. It's just like come forward with this as well. It's like I guess you can have it all, can you?
Yeah, like it's not that it's doing anything particularly clever, and I'm not calling it stupid by any fucking stretch. What I'm saying is it's not highfalutin sci-fi fucking time travel shit. It's just having the maximum amount of fun it can have with giant robots, time travel, like all the mad shit it fucking wants to do. What if she fucked the robot? Like that kind of fucking thing.
What the difference is that it doesn't explain the fucking principle upon which a time machine works. It just let's just do it.
It's not concerned
you've
with
all
that.
You've all seen time and travel films. You've all seen it. You know how it goes. I'm not going to explain how a time machine works. This isn't fucking like what's that one where like the dudes lay down in the chamber for like 3 days and they go back in time and then they had this recursive loop thing. What's that called? Not isn't loop, or it was like limit.
No,
it was a very like low budget like science time travel thing.
Sounds really
I know what you mean.
I know what you mean. Basically, like, a pair of engineers they invent time travel. If you just like lay down this freezer and put this gas in there, in 3 days you'll come out yourself. But you gotta stay in a motel room for 3 days, so you don't run into yourself, and and there's a whole people have plotted out the graph of where one thing loops onto another like that.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but there's a lot less giant robots on that, so this is what I kind of come here for. And to get something like this as well, it's thinking, it's not just content to just call out the attack names and call it a day. We want to try and get some of those brain cells fired there, which is nice.
I think the doing a lot of the rounds is the app comparisons to Back Arrow. Like Back Arrow was kind of crazier in its own way, but it was also having an extreme amount of fun by being so fucking mad. So I think it's a fair comparison.
Yeah, that was again as an original idea, wasn't it as well?
Yeah,
It was,
yeah. So, that's probably the beauty of it. If you have an idea, you don't need to kind of always be one that's I'm just does an adaptation to fun saying, unless you get the position of influence like Masami or Barry has, you can just finally let all those demons out.
Yeah, we got a couple I'm interested in next season, like Train to the End of the World and Astronaut. Those are originals as well. So.
Yeah. Maybe are we getting back to the risks being taken in the industry? Maybe. Some of them are paying off.
There was other ones there's other original ones, but then I saw the trailers had come out and I was like, oh, they're janky CG. I'm fine not watching those ones.
Oh well.
Really, I'm not sure much jankier than that Megamind sequel they very belatedly brought out.
Megamind sequel?
Yes. Yeah. To promote the TV series that they've
vaguely called a TV
as
series.
Well.
I didn't know it was a fucking sequel though.
They only came out this year, I think. It's only just come out.
I remember them talking about it. I didn't know it was a whole sequel film.
So it looks like it's been sat on the shelf for over a decade.
It looks at the same quality of CG from original
No, I
Megamind.
think it's worse than the original Megamind.
Okay.
And
it's not that was bad, but it has aged, obviously.
And where was the fun tax write-off on that one, huh? kind of burn that one. Give us something better. You did fucking bin, huh? Oh well.
Too.
This is Peacock. This is awful. Yes, it was produced by the DreamWorks Animation Television, not DreamWorks Animation. That's anyway.
So
that's the Megamind segment of the
well, there's
show.
a problem.
Yeah, I was going through lots of new trailers today.
Megamind. It's no Bang Bravern.
That's true.
Print
it. That's you lot. A little less next time because we won't have any Conan.
But it'll still be a lot of fun.
That's all for now.
Bye.